Well, Eddie, congratulations, massive milestone. How are you feeling heading into your 300th game? What does it mean to you?
Bit nervous. Obviously, it means a lot. I haven't really thought about it, to be honest. I'll probably reflect after the game. I'll enjoy it with the boys and with the family as well after the game. So, haven't really gave it that much thought yet, but I'll reflect after.
300 is a lot of games, Ed. Do you feel like you've played 300 games?
I do. It takes me to about Wednesday to get my body right now. The older you get, the body becomes more important. To get your body right, ice baths, physios, seeing the doctors, just to get yourself right for the following week.
What about the outpouring of praise for your career that's you've probably received? We've all seen it over the last week. Whenever we were standing at Ken Hinkley and he was saying how much he hates playing you in showdowns. What's that meant for you?
It kind of makes me reflect on the journey I've had, receiving all these text messages from ex-players, coaches, and boys from different clubs, and just makes me reflect on when I started to where I am now, just the journey that I've had, and I've had a tough journey, but I've overcome a lot of things, and here I am now, playing 300 games with two beautiful sons and two beautiful daughters.
How have you managed to be so loved for somebody that's terrorised so many opponents?
Yeah, well, it's just who I am as a person, and as I was growing up, and all I wanted to be is kind, treat everyone how I wanted to be treated, and when I'm out there playing footy, and when I'm playing my best footy, I don't think at all. I don't think about structures. I don't think about where the ball's going. I just play, and I enjoy it, have fun. I've always smiled, and since a little kid walking around with a footy, just enjoy playing footy, being in the backyard, smiling, having fun, and that's why I play my footy now. So I just enjoy it, have fun, and try to put a smile on my face and my teammates' faces as well.
You were hugely popular at Carlton, and maybe even more so here at Adelaide. You've got your own pocket. What does it feel like when, in those big game moments, playing in front of an Adelaide Oval crowd? What's that been like for you?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Coming from Carlton and you play against teams like Collingwood, and you go to the MCG, you get 90,000 plus there, and the atmosphere is unbelievable. And then coming across Adelaide, I didn't know how big the showdown was until I played my first showdown, and just to build up from the start of the week until the game, especially playing a showdown here at Adelaide Oval, it feels like there's 100,000 here, and it's an unbelievable feeling, especially when you get the win as well. So I always look forward to the showdowns.
You've had many spectacular goals, a few goals of the year. I'm sure it's probably hard to pick, but are there any particular ones that stand out for you?
Which one do you reckon? I would say, just thinking about it this week, because I've had that question a few times this week, I kind of said the GWS one. It was here at Adelaide Oval where I kept it in and ran around and did a snap. An Indigenous round. And my auntie, my dad's sister, Annie Susie, she designed a jersey as well that we wore that game. So I'd probably say that's the best one that I've kicked.
Eddie, how important has it been for you and for your youngsters sitting with you and your family to not only do what you do on field, but also the strides you've made off field as well, in terms of who you are and what you represent?
Yeah, well, if anyone knows me, I'm a family man. I put my family before anything, and these little guys here really brought the joy, especially this one. When he was first brought into the world, I kind of lost the passion for footy a little bit, and I just really hated coming into the change rooms, coming in and meetings and doing all that, and then going home, win or lose, just to see the smile on Louie's face, and Billy now starting to pick it up as well. They really brought the joy back into footy, because they're happy 24/7, or most of the time. I wouldn't say 24/7, but they really brought that passion back for me, just to enjoy footy.
There's been talk sort of over the last couple of years that you weren't at your best, and maybe the bar was set way too high given what you were capable of. But was there any time where you thought, well, you've got a lovely family and a few responsibilities, I feel that footy's not what it once was to you?
That kind of plays in your head a little bit. That early on this year, it started playing in my head, because we haven't started the season, on the right track, and we know that we need to improve. And the first two rounds, I started thinking, is the game past me? Is it getting too quick? Am I getting too old? The age factor comes into it. You're 32, you turn 33 at the end of the year, and I kind of sat down with my wife and a few people that I trust and said to myself, I don't believe it's been past me. I've still got a lot to offer. I've got this year and next year left on my contract, and you know, I'm going to do whatever I can to keep playing footy.
How important has Anna been to you making it to 300 games, would you say?
She's my rock, Anna. She's was the most important person in my life. You know, there was a period, I think, after the boat cruise, and I said it on AFL 360, where I got arrested in Melbourne in the morning, about 2 o'clock I think it was in the morning in Melbourne CBD, and I was sitting in a jail cell with that night, and someone else was sitting in the corner and laying on the hard bed, and he had a blanket on, and he was shaking, and I was kind of thinking to myself, what the hell am I doing here? And you know, at that point I thought, is my career going to be over? You know, what am I going to tell the footy club? How am I going to get myself out of this? And she kind of helped me, you know, through that. We set some boundaries down, just to try to be a professional athlete, you know, and just, you know, guided me and told me that I'm a role model to a lot of people, and you know, you got to start growing up and start, you know, taking responsibilities for your action. And you know, she's been my support the whole way through that. And yeah, I guess, you know, she's basically made me into the person I am today.
Is that hard to being a role model? I mean, she's from her just home into the world, or just sort of people looking up to you and what you did. Was it something that to grow into? Is it hard to sort of accept that you are a role?
No, I've always knew that, you know, especially playing AFL footy, no matter what, you're a role model to, you know, the young kids, the broader community. But I really didn't see that until, you know, I had to start, you know, taking responsibilities for my actions. Because I love to, you know, go out and enjoy the nightlife, especially living in Melbourne and play for Carlton with all the younger boys. And you know, I just had to grow up. There was a point in my life where I had to grow up and start taking responsibility, and my wife really helped me through that.
You're a huge role model in the Indigenous community as well. How important has it been for you to kind of use the platform that you have to do work in that space as well?
It's very important because for myself, I really didn't go to school, and I, you know, I could read and write, but just I reckon about a year 7 level when I was 18. So I go back out to the communities now, and I always talk about education. The most important thing for these young kids is education, because of, you know, they've got the talent, they can play footy, they can do whatever they want, but if they don't make it, what are they going to do? And you know, and I always told them I was one of the lucky ones just to do something with my life. AFL footy basically, you know, saved me in a way. So I preach to these young kids to stay in school, get an education, you know, because, you know, sports is not the only option. I know you love playing sports, but you know, you can be a doctor, nurse, whatever you put your mind to. You can go to university. Just make sure you graduate year 12. And that's the story that I tell all the kids, not Indigenous and non-Indigenous, just to make sure you stay in school, graduate, and then anything else can come after that.
Speaking a lot about being a role model, what's sort of going through your head when you know, kick a snap from a pocket, and as you tend to do a lot, you turn to the crowd and there's 2,000 people right in front of you, just in awe of what you do. What's going through your head at that moment, because it happens effectively?
What do you reckon? I would, to be honest, when those moments happen in games, nothing goes through my head. It's just part of the moment, and it just flows through. I guess when I'm not playing great footy, I'm overthinking a lot of things. You know, thinking where am I running, what's the setup, and when I'm playing my best footy, I just go out and play, enjoy it. And when those moments happens, I just don't think, to be honest. It just happens, and I just play on instinct. And I've always liked to get the crowd involved and turn to the crowd and give them a little bit of a thumbs up. But yeah, like I said, it just happens.
Eddie, we've probably got our favourite Eddie Betts moments, and Alina, you touched on the goal that you kicked. Is there a sort of another moment during your career, or a couple of moments where you think, gee, how did I do that? Or you know, when you walked off from the ground at Carlton, your first game, was there something that you just look back on and go, that was a really significant moment I enjoyed?
No, not really. The thing that I look back on now is the move from Carlton to Adelaide, knowing how that ended, being a life member at the Carlton Football Club. You know, I still love the club. My daughter Maggie's going to wear a Carlton jersey out this weekend with 184 written on the back, and Alice is going to wear the Adelaide Crows jersey. So I didn't want to leave, you know, and I cried for for 2 hours after I went home. I saw Kate Simpson in the change rooms, and I said, this is the last time I'm going to be in these locker rooms, and I actually cried, and he said, it's going to be okay, you'll be fine. And saw Jared Waite on the way out and did the same thing, give him a hug and cried. And then I went home, sat down with Anna and said, am I making the right decision? And I look back on that moment, and I thought to myself, realistically, if I stayed at the Carlton Football Club, I would probably be there for another 2 years from 6 years ago. I believed, and making that move across here to Adelaide, the LA Crows, the club that I grew up barracking for, new coach, new players, different game plan. It probably took my game to another level. I really started to enjoy it and went out and just played with freedom. And that's probably one of the biggest moments that I can go back and look at, that move from Carlton to Adelaide.
What's missing in the career of Eddie? That's goals of the year, marks of the year, you've done.
There's only one thing missing, and it's probably the ultimate goal that when you play AFL footy, everyone wants to achieve it, and we made it, 2 years ago, and we were disappointing on the last day, and hopefully we can get ourselves back into some form and play the footy that we believe that we can play, and we know we can do it, and we know we can play great footy, but it's just going out there, training it, working hard, and having the confidence to go out and know that you can play the way that we played 2 years ago.
Peter, you're a pretty humble guy. Have you had a moment to sort of feel really proud of yourself and think about the lowest of times at Carlton to now playing 300 games, being a role model on and off the field? Do you pat yourself on the back at all and say, wow, I've come a long way? Yeah,
a little bit this week as well, just all the text messages that I've received, because I haven't really looked back. I've always looked forward and always been very positive about the coming week and always look to the future. But this week I've got a lot of text messages about the journey that you've had, from where you started. Even like the Adelaide Footy Club put a photo up on their Instagram page today, and it was just me looking at that photo. I'm like weighing 84 kilos. I weigh 72 now, but I weighed 84 back then. I just looked fat as a house for an AFL player, and I just think to myself, how did I let myself get to that? Just the professionalism that I had back then was just zero to where I got to now. So I've kind of looked back this week, and I've always said to myself, it's been a tough road, knowing that you've got to living away from your parents. Dad lives in Port Lincoln, Mum lives in Western Australia, moving across to Victoria, doing all the wrong things, being locked up. There was a photo when I got locked up actually where I had a photo. I went to Las Vegas and I had a cigarette in my mouth, and when I was sitting next to Mitch Robinson, and when I got locked up, that photo was on the front page of the Herald Sun, and I kind of looked at that and I said, that's not me. That's not the person that I am. And that was just for a photo in Vegas, and it kind of slapped me in the face a little bit, because I don't want people to see me as this person on the front page of the Herald Sun. So I had to get my life on track, and I guess that's where I really snapped myself out of it.
Who's contacted you, Ed? The Prime Minister or the Queen sent you a note of congratulations?
No, I've got a lot of contact. I've got Sean Burgoyne texted me last night. Adam Goods, Gavin Wanganeen, all the boys that played 300 games. I just got a text message just right now from Heath Shaw, my buddy Heath Shaw. He just said to me, congratulations on your 300th. Who would have thought 15 years, 2 clubs each, and later we both had the chance to play 300 games. So it's great to receive messages like this, and just the support that you've been given from around the AFL world.
Before they had played with your mindset with his freedom and don't think. How does that marry up to the current AFL environment where it's structures and processes, and the coaches just say, go out and play, or do they try and implement some sort of tactics to your game?
Yeah, no, it's quite... The AFL these days is very structural, and now with all the rule changes and all that is coming in, 666, the setups behind the ball when there's a centre bounce, when there's a stoppage, how you set up behind the ball. So I guess in pre-season there's a lot of things thrown at, especially if you're a young kid, new draftees coming into the game, because they want to speed you up and know the structures, know the game plan. But when it comes to game day, you know, you get the message from the coach, and it's, you know, the structures. Just go out, play, have fun, play on instinct, and I guess that's what we need.
Lewie, what do you love about your dad?
What do you like? Louis really given me feedback. He didn't give me feedback before, but now he's giving me a lot of feedback after games, and it's not good feedback, it's negative feedback. So,
What do you say?
what feedback are you giving me? What I'm not.
What does he need to do better?
What do I need to do better?
Not hand pass, just kick it long.
Not hand pass the ball. You've always said don't hand pass the ball, and I've always said to him that's who I am. I'm always friendly and I'm nice, and I've always liked to give it off. But he's always saying just kick the goal, just kick the goal, don't you?
Yeah.
Hey Lewie, who are you going to play for, Adelaide or Carlton?
I like.
And Billy.
Where is he? Is he?
Billy's gone.
He's under the table.
Eddie, how important is the win on the weekend, personally and
I guess to get a win on the weekend, personally it'd be great to get a win for your 300th game, but more so I'm looking at the club, because, you know, we've been copping a lot of criticism, and, you know, we obviously deserve that because we're not playing the great footy that we know we're capable of. But to make sure everyone's up and about this week, just to go out there, have fun, and to get the win and to get our season back on track will be very, very important. And you know, Gold Coast are playing some great footy. They're 3-1. They're absolutely killing it. So, you know, we've got to be on our toes and, you know, urge all the supporters to get here, cheer us on, be as loud as we can, and hopefully we can get the win.
Brilliant. Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Eddie. Thanks, mate.
Thank you. Billy,
Yeah.
where did you go, bro?
He went under the table.